Sorry. Hold on. Okay, hi everybody. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Compassionate Citizen podcast this week. I'm Emily here with Mr. Kurt, Captain Kurt. Okay, over to you. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Compassionate Citizen podcast.
All right. Thank you, Emily. So we are off to the races here at the Compassionate Citizens podcast. Again, we bundle this with our podcast we produce tomorrow with Prosperity Pathways podcasts, and all of this part of the family of World of Ability podcasts with the network, and then made possible by, empowered by Transform You Media Network. Check out the background on all this at worldofability.com/shows. So I am Kurt Roskoff, pleased to be your host here today, and featuring our Compassionate Citizen of the Week, Lin Shepherd. So we'll be getting into that in just a moment. The Compassionate Citizens podcast is inspired through, in the USA, there's a faith group that has started the Compassionate Citizens Project, and the energy around what they're doing with the project is to look at the political practices here in the USA. And I would say, to me, I look at it as it amounts to that compassion can go a long ways there. But I picked it up to do a podcast to also look at the other areas of our life, our volunteerism, our lifelong learning, other civic activities, and the fun things, hobbies, sports, pastime, leisure activities. Like, let's say in sports, they look at sportsmanship and things like this. So I feel that we're onto a great thing here, and we've been doing this for approaching a year now already, and we have had a lot of great feedback, and thank you all for being out there watching and listening to this, the Compassionate Citizens podcast. So we're going to get over to Lynn here, and on Lynn's virtual background, he's got the question, how do you handle post-sale referrals? So we know each other through the Happy Neighborhood Project, where we come in there and we introduce each other in Zoom meetings, and we do breakout rooms and a lot of things that the community offers that we can get to know, like, and trust each other. So I guess I would say that I feel I've come to know Lynn, and I like Lynn, glad that Lynn is here in the show. I'm faithful that you'll find liking the Lynn as well. And for sure, trust. I definitely would put my trust in Lynn. And I would say I've met other people in his network that are also sharing the in-phone capabilities. But boy, I sure would pick Lynn right at the start of the list to say, go see Lynn to find out what in-phone can do for you. So Lynn, let's get into this. What is the crux behind your question when people see that and they get curious, like, what do you mean, Lynn? How do I handle post-sales referrals? What are you driving at? So what would you say, Lynn? What does that all mean for us?
First of all, how many people asked for post-sale referrals after they've made a sale? So many people are so excited that they made a sale that they tend to walk away and then forget to ask the people that they've made that to give them a referral of other people, other businesses. So with the InPhone, we actually have a button on the InPhone that says it's for referrals, and people can go in and give you a referral, and you can get a 1-star to a 5-star. And if you like that, then you can post it so other people can see it. And if it's a 1-star, then you have the opportunity of calling back the person and saying, would you mind telling me what did I do wrong? Because I'm used to getting 4 or 5-star reviews, and you gave me a 1-star. And so basically, that's the first thing, is to get a review, and then request from the people to get a referral as well for other people to use the InPhone. So sort of the reviews and the referrals, they all go together.
Yeah, you are correct. And it is powerful. When I mentioned that we met each other through the Happy Neighborhood Project, I've been plugging away at this networking group for a year. And I loosely determined that I've met about 1,500 of you, Lynn. You know,
Whoa.
yeah, right. 1,500.
Yeah,
So,
well, my grandkids would say you don't want to meet 1,500 of me, but that's beside the point.
all right. Well, what a way to examine that right here at the Compassionate Citizens podcast. We'll see what our audience thinks about that. I don't know, you might have some people making comments like, oh no, Lynn, I'd like to meet 1,500 of you. So we'll see where we are in the next 40 minutes here. So,
Terrific.
but Anna Marie, I want to give you a chance for what we're talking about here, because I know you as executive director of Onward and Upward and CEO of Prosperity Pathways, and your role at Happy Neighborhood Project. We're all the time being flooded with referrals and trying to keep track of contacts. What do you think about what you're hearing about the info?
So I have a question for you, Lynn. If I'm on the phone with you and we are talking and everything is going great and we want to have a follow-up, is there a button on there where it says follow-up?
Well, there's not a button that says follow up, but there is a button that says book an appointment with me. So you can do that right on the info. Have you, Anna Marie? Have you seen the info? Okay, so it looks very much like the face of a phone with buttons, and it's very customizable. So it can be, as long as you can connect your piece of equipment, your phone, your computer, anything that connects to the internet. Everything is URL linked, so you can customize it. So if you and I are talking, I might say to you, well, Anna Maria, go to my info, but you'd have to have it on your phone, but you could have it on your computer or your tablet or your laptop, or maybe even on your Apple Watch, and you can actually book an appointment with me. So I would say to you, let's do another appointment. Why don't you just simply click on the button and go ahead and schedule another appointment with me?
Wow. So that would take the place of things like Calendly is it connected with Calendly?
It's connected. I happen to prefer OneHub versus Calendly because I find it's easier to use, but it can connect. I used to connect with Calendly, and then I changed the provider. So all you do is click the button and it goes right to my OneHub account.
Wow. And this is an app, or it's a separate?
It's an application.
Okay.
It's an application. If it were an app, it would be the same thing for everybody. But because you might want some stuff that's different than what I have on your info, or Kurt might want something even different on his, then it's fully customizable because it's an application, not an app. Now we do have several apps on the info that can be used. One, for instance, is a secure chat. So for instance, if you're a doctor, you don't want to give out your cell phone to someone. But if you want to have a text chat with somebody, you have to do it over your cell phone. You could do it over your computer, but most people would do it on their cell phone. Well, you as a doctor could hide your phone number. You can have a text chat with someone. And then when it's all said and done, when it's finished, because you initiated the text chat with the patient, the whole transcript of your text conversation is sent to you to put into the file. So lots of different people can use that. People who operate in healthcare where HIPAA is very compliant, that's really important. But people can have text chats that are totally closed to anybody else, and they don't have to see each other's phone number.
So in the Compassionate Citizen broadcast, it sounds like you have developed, or you are representing those that have developed something that's pretty compassionate to the business world.
It is.
That's what it sounds like.
It is. It's first of all, it's a marketing device. There's no question about that. But it also is a way to make it easier for people. I mean, let's talk about a compassionate device. We have one that we've developed. We've created one for kids in college, especially young ladies who are walking on campus, maybe walking on campus at night, and they're concerned about being stalked maybe. And if they think they are, then we recommend, they don't have to do this, but recommend that they put a button on for campus security, because even though they would call 911, the campus security would likely get there faster than the police would. And so we can do that. Now, there are lots of different things you can put on it. Some of the buttons would be for emailing the professors. Some of the buttons would be one button could have the syllabus for each semester, can be changed because it's easily changeable. Okay, so the good thing is that we've developed something that young people could use that might be very helpful to them. Think about a young lady. There's a young lady. I live north of Philadelphia, and there's a young lady from one of the suburbs here who goes to Eastern Carolina University. Well, suppose she's on I-95 coming back and she breaks down. There's a button that can call roadside service right away. So she doesn't have to look it up. She doesn't have to stand out there and wait. It's all right there for her. And of course, on campus, if she's being followed on campus, she doesn't have time to look up campus security. So anyway, and I shouldn't say it's just women that get followed on campus, because a lot of guys get stalked as well.
Yeah.
But then we have one for older adults. Okay. And with the older adults, a lot of older, I bought a cell phone for my mother. Now she passed away, but if she were still alive, I would have on the cell phone, I would have an in phone for her. It would have a button she could push to call her doctor. It would have a button that she could push to call her dentist. But the most important button for her would have been the button to call her hairdresser, because that's the one that she always wanted to call. And then, of course, there could be a button she lived in a life care community, to call the front desk, another button to be able to call the health center, and certainly a button to call 911, so that she didn't even have to open it up. And of course, a button to call me, but then maybe I'd take that button off because she was always calling me. But that's beside the point. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it is very customizable, Anna Maria. So people can put on it what they want. They're for people who are dealing with their church. There can be a button for their minister. There can be a button to call their minister. There can be a button to call the church office. I mean, lots of different things. So anyway.
The compassion part of your application then would be to meet the needs of wherever the people happen to be in whatever stage of life they happen to be.
Correct. So for instance, one of the ladies that has an in-phone, she serves the elderly population. She does in-home care. And there's a button, she gives her in-phone out, not only to the children of the person, of the elderly person, but she also gives it out to the elderly person, so that when they push a button, they can get a hold of her right away. And she has lots of crises.
So someone who is sight challenged can also be using the in-phone in ways that they probably couldn't use a regular phone.
Well, we're redesigning it to be able to do that. So currently the buttons are small, but we're making bigger buttons. So a person with a sight problem will be able to feel the buttons much more easily than they can currently. And that iteration will be available probably within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, what I would say, learning that from you, at the Happy Neighborhood Project, we have H&P Ability. I think that's a great example of products evolving to consider, in some sense, the disability community. I'm sure a lot of these people just needing bigger buttons. Not everybody's thinking that they're in the disability community, but it's just that thought process, to make technology accessible to more users, is what it's all about. And that's what H&P Ability likes to feature. So have you been to, I'm trying to remember, Lynn, have you been to our first few meetings of H&P Ability yet?
I have not. When does it meet? And I'll put it on my calendar and I'll come.
Yeah, it's Thursdays at 2 Central or 3 Eastern on Thursdays.
Okay. Right after the HMP New York meeting, which is 2:00 Eastern.
Yep.
So I will look it up and I will sign up for it for this Thursday.
That's great. Yeah. And we'd love to, like, even on our Facebook page and whatever, whatever you're thinking in terms of sharing that out with our Happy Neighborhood friends, that's a great example. And we're kind of looking for that because people are wondering, like, what are we driving at with H&P Ability? And this opportunity to feature improvements like that is exactly why we created the group. So you're falling right into place there.
I would be happy to do that. I can't see my calendar currently because I have a Google Calendar and I would have to take you off of my screen and put up my calendar. But I do think that I am available at 3:00. And if not, I will make sure I schedule it for next week to be there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's good. So as far as what you've been describing, I'm just curious, you're describing like your computer situation there, but some people like to be able to screen share and then show a visual of what it is. I don't know that you're prepared to do that at the moment, but
I can if you give me a minute, I can do that. I just have to set it up. But I can share it with you. It didn't
now,
occur to me.
Share it off of your smartphone to the video, or are you going to do a screen share in Zoom?
Well, I'm going to share it right off of my cell phone so that you can see how it works. And it's sort of very simple. So hang on one second while I open this up. And
then do you need screen sharing here in Zoom?
I will if you can give
Emily,
that to
are
me.
you able to make him a co-host for screen sharing? So yeah, we'll have to wait until Emily gets that co-hosting setting for you because she took my hosting. But Marianne Waikiki, let's get a hello for you down in Hawaii on the beach. So we got the water scene and the sand scene on the beach and another water scene. Very good. What's going on down by you, Marianne?
Well, aloha, Kurt. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you good. You are good.
Oh, great. Well, we're just we're down here, our normal morning routine of exercising on the beach, and first we come down early in the morning and run the beach, or I walk, and Senior Citizen Jim is out sprinting, showing the firemen how to really do it out here and to exercise, and the lifeguards. And then we go home for a short breakfast, and then we come back from about 10 to 12 to swim. However, we're supposed to get rain today, so we wanted to get out here early and did our hour worth of swimming or finning around these sailboats. And now we got 3 tour boats out here that are polluting our environment with their engine oils and gases. So got to make some awareness to let them know that it's not safe out here. But other than that, so Hawaii is, we're all just trying to stay safe. We've had people, Hawaiians, asking tourists begging them, was on a show or an email news blast to please stay at home because of the transmission of this Delta variant, and our trade winds can pass this along. So we're just trying to be safe. I know some schools I saw my teacher, Marilyn Rogers, a special ed teacher that promoted my book. She tried to retire again. They keep asking her back. And she declined, and she informed me that 3 of the classrooms now have COVID, so they will probably be shutting down. So we're just staying safe. And again, the Hawaiians are asking and begging, it said begging, mainlanders to stay at home. And one other thing. Oh, I wanted to share with you that a couple weeks ago, I had an ear blockage and I had earache. And I went and saw the physician, and they irrigated my ears. And I was grateful that there was somebody that could do that due to liability. They really kind of stopped doing that kind of stuff. So
Wow.
I have clearer ears, but I wanted to share with you, I went to Walmart to get eardrop prescriptions, and believe this one. I don't say I didn't hear it correctly. They came and told me the bill was $188. And I said, oh, obviously you can get my insurance for these eardrops. They're like, no, it's your copay. So the eardrops were really like $250, and they expected me to pay $188, which I declined. So I have a follow-up with my physician on FaceTime at 11 o'clock to let them know this. And just kind of surprised. How can you afford $188 eardrops? So I got over the counter, down to earth. It's a, what's it called? I'm just sharing this stuff. It's a pro eardrop. There's essential oils that you put in your ears before you go swimming. It's called Ear Pro. So it's nice, and it just goes automatically into your ear canal, and it drops out essential oils. So there's no cotton. We don't want to use cotton or Q-tips in our ears. So I just want to show you this product. It retailed for $20 over here in Hawaii, and it's at Down to Earth. So I'm following up, and I just wanted to share that update and information with you. And I'm going to really look into this insurance and what they really prescribe. So I'm excited to talk with them in the next 45 minutes. So thank you for letting me join and update you with some of this information. And I wish the best success for H&P Ability. I will be joining H&P Ability. I've been approved by Edwin. We spoke yesterday to transfer my co-host position from Wednesdays at 3 p.m. in Hawaii with host Joe Peachgrave. And I will be moving forward over to H&P Ability. So I do apologize. I've been having some issues with audio and video on this new laptop Pro Apple. That's I have it one place. I have my other one that has all my data and all my Fiverr and flyers and all that stuff at a different location. So I am working on it, and I do apologize. So I'm on my iPhone now, and we're gonna take off. I have to get home. The weather's picking up here, and I need to get on the internet to speak with my physician on FaceTime. I'm choosing not to go down to the hospital, Queens Emma Hospital, and I choose to do it over the phone due to the increase of COVID cases over here. And they have flown over people to help us and support us. So thank you. Aloha.
Yeah, Anna Maria has something to say before you leave quick.
Thank you, Marianne. Thank you for going to HMP Ability, because that allows me to go to HMP Nonprofit.
Yes, we're shifting the happiness. We're just shifting the happiness.
So thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Marianne. Thanks, Anna Maria. And Lynn, thanks for your patience. Lynn, we'll resume back with you. Marianne, we're going to do a little visual demonstration here. So Lynn, is it working out for you?
Before I do that, Marianne, my wife had cataract surgery, and the meds, or the drugs that she had to use, were extremely expensive. I can't remember the name of it now, and I'm going to try and figure it out. But there are a couple of sites that you can go on, and you can get the meds at significantly reduced cost, what you otherwise would have had to pay to Walmart.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And even this is a hush hush, but our neighbors are military retired, and he offered his veterans eardrops for me, and I was looking into it to see if they were the same one. But I am going to make awareness to all of them, and thank you so much, because other friends have too had suggested other pharmacy outlets too that do have it at a cheaper. So it's very interesting. Thank you.
Well, actually, this was interesting because we used the local CVS, and when we found out what their cost was, we said, "Oops, we don't need to pay that." And then a friend of ours told us about the service, and we went right back to our CVS and we said, "Okay, here we just subscribed to this, and here's what we pay." And CVS said, "Okay, fine." And they filled it for significantly less than they would have filled it otherwise. So,
okay, well, great.
Yeah, so I'll try and find it anyway.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm not saving texting or anything, but Marianne of Waikiki at gmail.com. I'll be in communication. So thank you so much for sharing. Go ahead. I can't wait to hear from you. What is your presentation?
Okay, very quickly, I'm going to show this. It's something called the InPhone, and it is a very customizable device. And so what you're going to see here, can you see the InPhone?
Yes.
Great, good. So this is my cell phone. Excuse me, but I've got 3 screens here, so I'm looking at one screen. But if you see my InPhone, okay, I'm working off of my cell phone, and if I click on the button with my picture, this is my InPhone. I'm going to make it a little bit larger for you to be able to see. And the first way somebody can get it from you is if they scan a QR code. Okay, so most devices can scan QR codes. Now, remember I said earlier that the buttons are small. We're making them bigger, so they're going to be user friendly for people who even have eyesight problems. But if you were to scan the QR code, if you happen to have an iPhone, you should open it on Safari, and on the bottom of your phone, where I have the button here, the Y should be a box with an up arrow, and you click on that, and it will allow you to save it to your home screen. Okay. Now, with a Samsung or with a lot of the Androids, they have what they call the hamburger, which is 3 buttons, and you click on that, and that'll allow you to save it to your home screen, just like I have mine. So you can see here that it's saved to my home screen. But okay, so if you don't happen to have your phone, I can just click on the button in the upper left, and it saves the URL, and I can email it to you. If you want to call me, you can just click on the call mobile. So when I was talking about the young people on campus, Anne Maria, when they're concerned about being stalked, they can put the link into the phone number for campus security. Okay, well, that means people here don't have to go through, open up their phone, go into their contacts. It happens to be right there for them. The next thing they can do is send an email. Okay.
It's like one of those things.
And when they click on send an email, okay, it connects directly to your email account if you have it on your phone, okay, or on your computer. So you can send an email. Now, people always get my email wrong because they can't spell my name properly. Even when I spell it for them, people won't spell my name correctly when they go to put it in. They forget the dot. They can't spell Shepherd. They forget the 66. And that was not the year I was born. I hate to say that, but that was not the year I was born. Anyway, that was the year I was married, by the way, just so you know, 1966. You want to learn about my different businesses? Well, you want to learn how to trade currencies? This is the company I trade currencies with. You want to learn about
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you want to learn about the Bitcoin mining business that I'm involved with, you can learn about that. But if I ask you for a referral, you can go into my info and it's a contact form. This happens to be a Google document. You can put the name of the person in, their phone number, their cell phone number, or your own, okay? And when you click submit at the bottom, it goes right to a Google Sheets that you can't see, but I can because it's right here on my computer. And I would get that name and that information all on Google Sheets, okay? So this can be set up any way you want to have it. If you want to do a submit a review, you just click on the submit a review and you put your name, phone number in, all the information. You can allow me to share it or not share it, and you can hit the stars. And I'm sure you're going to give me a 6-star review, even though there aren't 6 stars. And I'm going to love it. And anyway, sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button. But if you want to connect, you can schedule a meeting. As I said earlier, it goes right to my Once Hub. You click on book now and you say you want to book a 30-minute meeting, and it goes right there to my calendar. It's so simple. If you want to do a Zoom with me, okay, click on Zoom, and this would go right to my Zoom account. You'd have to text me to say, hey, I'm waiting for you on your Zoom. And the minute you did, I would go into my Zoom account and we would be Zooming together. Now, here's another cool feature. Whoops, back here. I have a Samsung. I was laughing at what Marianne was saying about the iPhone because I happen to be a Samsung advocate and a Microsoft advocate. So anyway, so I can't FaceTime because I don't have an iPhone. But here's an application where we can do a video conference that's the equivalent of doing a FaceTime. And all I would have to do is click on connect. And all you would do if you had my info on your phone and you're an iPhone user is click guest. I'm the host. And then it asks you a question, can you share a screen? Yes, bingo, and we're FaceTiming. Now, I've got to go to my other info, my sales info, but the video chat, all it is very simple. It's a secure chat. We click on this and basically we can have a chat. I would have to bring you in, but I do that because I just got a text that asked me to connect to you. But once I do that, then we have our text chat. I can hide my phone number in the setup, and you won't see it. And then when we're all finished, I will get an email with the full chat transcribed. Then, of course, back to there's a document share, an encrypted document share capability. And when I attach a file, now I won't do this for my phone because I don't keep files on my phone, but for my computer, it's a way for me to send something to you and your phone, and it's all encrypted. Once I download something, and I'll just show you, I only have pictures on my phone, but once I do this, here we go, I connect the picture and it comes up with a password at the bottom. You would open my info, you would go to secure chat, you would type in the password and it would download the document right to your info. Or you could do it on your computer, which probably would be the better way to share documents. So there are lots of different things. As I said earlier, the buttons are small. They're going to be significantly larger going forward. And there's going to be a button that allows somebody to share it to their to save it to their home screen right away. So you don't have to go through the steps of saving it to the home screen. So I guess, but here's another great thing. Here's our A team. And I know that Kurt, you know Steve Ramona. and Steve and I are in 3 businesses together, including InPhone. And I actually introduced him to the InPhone because I know 2 of the 3 original partners in the business. Okay. And so Steve had me on his InPhone, and I don't know whether I'm on this one. I think I am somewhere. And where am I? I am in here. No, I'm not on this one. So we'll go back to the other one, because I tell you an interesting story about the, oh, here's his referral A team, sorry. So yes, I'm the energy consultant. And somebody in Arizona, he was showing the phone to the person. They looked at energy consultant and they called me. How would I have ever met him? So it's a real great way for people to connect, I think. So that's it. The show is over, unless you have questions while I have it open.
The only other question I have is, this would be an additional thing to carry in your pocketbook or your pocket?
No, it's on your phone.
This is installed on the phone?
On your phone. You install it by doing this. What kind of phone do you have?
An iPhone.
Why did I know you had an iPhone? Anyway, so let's open up your camera on your iPhone, okay? And I'm going to open up my personal phone. I'm going to open up the QR code. Hold your camera up and scan the QR code.
And it says open in Chrome?
No, don't open in Chrome. Open in Safari, if you can.
It only opened in Chrome.
Well, open it in Chrome.
Now I'm seeing the same the same pictures and the buttons.
The problem is when iPhones, I'm surprised it opens it in Chrome. You must have Chrome set as your default browser on your phone. That's why.
I don't even have Safari on here.
You don't have Safari? Safari is the main browser for the iPhone. But anyway, so the one thing I don't know yet, because we were talking about it on a call last night, is for people with iPhones, how you can save it to your home screen from Chrome. Now, at the bottom on Safari, if you look down here, and I'm going to point at it with I don't know whether you can see it. You see the button in the center on the very bottom. Okay. All right. Well, you should have something on your phone that looks like a box with an up arrow. Do you have that? I think that's part of Safari. I think that's why.
No.
No. Do you happen to have in the upper corner or somewhere 3 little dots that look like a sandwich? Not the 3 that are on the bottom of the phone here, but
No, I have a thing where I can like send it to someplace. I can send it to AirDrop, to messages, to mail, to Chrome, to Gmail, to Teams, to Notes, to Outlook, Messenger, Zoom, and WhatsApp, Slack, and more.
Does one of them say save it to your home screen?
AirDrop, messages, mail, Chrome, Gmail, Teams, Notes, Outlook, Messenger, Zoom, WhatsApp, Slack, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Drive.
I don't know. Click on Drive, see what that does.
Saving it to my Drive, uploading. I don't know.
Well, so you're the first person I've ever talked to who has an iPhone. It would have to be, what we should have known that here on this podcast that would happen. Anyway, so you're the first person I've met with an iPhone that links directly to Chrome versus to Safari. because Safari is the default application on iPhones for the browser. So next time we see each other, Anna Maria, I will know the answer to the question.
Okay.
But here's what's happening. We're working with people at Apple to be able to push a button that basically will allow you to save it directly to your home screen in the future, so that we don't have to go through these steps.
Okay, so I changed it. I changed it to Safari so that it would go to Safari, because I changed my default browser from Chrome to Safari.
Okay, now take a picture of the QR code.
I did.
Okay, now at the bottom, there should be a box. Don't do anything with the info yet. There should be a box with an up arrow.
Yep.
Click on that and you'll have a menu, and scroll down until you see Save to Home Screen.
Copy, add to reading list, add bookmark, add
Bookmark.
bookmark.
Okay, now close it and it should be on your home screen.
Nope.
You can't find it. Okay. Well, next time
It's okay.
we see each other, we'll know how to do it. I've had many people download it just in conversations like this on Zooms, where people have been able to download it to their phone, and it goes right to their home screen.
Okay.
However,
Okay.
Well, Anna Maria, in that same list, when you said to add bookmark, it should be at like the bottom of that list. To head to home screen, and then it adds it to your home screen that's looking like an app.
thank you, Emily. Saved by someone who knows an iPhone.
There it is.
Okay, now you have me. And tomorrow,
Oh,
when
yeah, your picture's on here.
tomorrow, so when you ask the question, do you have to carry something separate? No, it's right on your phone.
Wow.
Okay, so I think it's a great tool. And now, anytime you want to get a hold of me, you have me. Tomorrow, when you wake up and turn your phone on after you've turned it off all night, I'm going to be staring you in the face. So there I am.
Okay.
So it does work. It's just my inexperience with the iPhone. I have this argument with my daughter and grandson because they're big believers in Apple. And I say, I don't understand why, but that's okay.
Well, part of being a compassionate citizen, audience, is to have the patience and wherewithal to communicate with each other using tools such as this.
Well, I thank you for your patience.
Thanks, Kurt.
Oh, you bet. So, Lynn, I know you've got everything automated and you had the QR code up here, but for our audience out there, our listeners, some of our syndication goes out to an audio only format. Do you have any information you want to verbalize in terms of
Sure.
your telephone number, email address, your info, URL, whatever?
The easiest way to do it is to go to infone, infone.co/LS and put that in the URL. It will open right up to my infone on your computer. So another way, for instance, for Anna Marie to have gotten it, if you couldn't take a QR code which some people can't. Some of the older, especially some of the older Samsungs can't. Some of the older iPhones can't. Is just open your Safari or Chrome or whatever you're using and type in info.co/ls or whatever the initials or names or whatever it is after the /. You open it up and it will open up right on your browser.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So another thing that we do every week, Lynn, is we have a technology ally. His name is Darush Ashtari. He's one of our co-hosts with HMP Ability, and he produces his own podcast like this. It's called The Tech Show with Darush. And I am thinking that he may be interested in having you on as a guest for his show. So I wanted to point that out to you.
Love to do that. Would be happy to do that.
Okay. So yeah, let's make that an objective in our follow-up, the post-sale referral process. Let's see if we can handle that.
Put his hip, go right to my info, go right down to the bottom where it's contact form, put his information in it, and I'll give him a call.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We will take advantage of that. And so other than that, Lynn, do you have any other takeaways? Anything else from coming into the show that you want to take a little more mic time and leave some more tidbits for our audience?
Helpful? No, I when I first got the email from Emily about the podcast, about the compassionate citizens, wasn't sure, what it was all about. But, my wife and I for years have loved to give to our local community, most especially through our local hospital, which is not so small, has over 3,000 employees. So it's a pretty big hospital, now owned by Jefferson University Hospital in Philadelphia. But we have been volunteering for the hospital for over 50 years. My wife actually, since she was a teenager, has been volunteering. And I've been on 2 of the boards for the hospital. My wife has been the president of the women's board. She also was president of the board for one of the boards for Philadelphia Orchestra. So we'd like to give back and to the community. And frankly, that's what I sort of thought you were going to talk about to begin with, which is okay. I mean, it's a different subject. It's important to support your local organizations, especially your local not-for-profits. And I happen to have 2 online dollar stores, and I support. You'll see that, Anna Marie, on my info. And one of them, I partner with a not-for-profit out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I give half of my profits to that not-for-profit. The other one, I'm looking for not-for-profits to support, and hopefully we'll find one. So anyway, I would love to support the military community. That's something I really am looking to do. So from a compassionate citizen standpoint, that's sort of part of it.
Lynn?
Yes, Emily?
I think you've come to the right place.
Good.
Because Anna Maria is a veteran herself.
Oh, wonderful.
We have a nonprofit that serves veterans and the homeless population. Mostly.
Oh, wow.
With finding employment.
That's wonderful.
So
Anna Maria, we should talk about that.
So if you wanted to help support us in any way, I still had to bring that up.
Okay. Would love to do that. So Anna Maria, you have my info. There you go. Send me an email. All you have to do is click on the second button down on the right side and send me an email, and you and I will connect.
That's perfect. Boy, it's like we scripted it, but folks, that was spontaneous. That was impromptu. It fell together. So
Yep.
loving how the Compassionate Citizen project and the Compassionate Citizens podcasts all work, and the dynamic it creates in conversation and for a show. So wow, what a show it's been. A little show and tell by Lynn here. So Lynn, you're welcome back anytime. And you heard me talk to Rada V before we came onto the show that we do 4 podcasts a week, but the next one, I think we'll see what happens with Daryush, but keep in mind, we do have Prosperity Pathways. We produce on Wednesdays, and Friendly Fridays with Onward and Upward, and World of Ability on Saturdays. So plenty of time here, and you're welcome back to Compassionate Citizens, because it sounds like we had a story that we didn't capture, but I call that out to say that's what keeps you coming back. Maybe. When you saw Marianne, Marianne came in and kind of had a quick visit, and then she hopped out. So it's a little bit like open house here at our podcasting format. We like to make it flexible and be compassionate to your time, let things work for your time the way it works best. And speaking of that, I know you've got something you're going to be hopping over to in a minute or two. So
I do.
Feel
So
free to
I
say
think
your
I'm.
goodbyes whenever you'd like.
Who was it that used to say exit stage left?
Yeah, there you go.
So I think I'm going to do that, because I've got a little under 3 minutes now for my next meeting. So I'm going to jump. But Anna Maria, it was very nice meeting you. And I will try and get on to the meeting on Thursday at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock Central. And look forward to it. If I don't make it this week, I will definitely make it next week.
Sounds good. We have plans. Thanks for being here, Lynn. Good luck.
And Emily, nice meeting you. And Kurt, thank you very much. And
nice meeting you too, Lynn.
I will see you at the Happy Neighborhood Project.
There we go. Stay happy.
Yes, sir.
Stay happy.
All right. Take
Okay.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So, and Anne Marie, I don't know if you have any final words, if you're going to stick with us for 5 minutes yet, or if you want to say a parting word and leave as well. It's up to you.
I'll just say that I'm very glad that people tune in to the Compassionate Citizen broadcast, and that in getting this opportunity to know that there is a tool by which we can communicate with each other a lot more effectively and also efficiently. Holy cow, it took all of 30 seconds to get with the email sent to Lynn. It's cool. It means that we have bigger and better and perhaps even brighter futures that we can look forward to as compassionate citizens.
Yep, absolutely. So, Emily, I want to give you a chance to round out things that we do here with the Compassionate Citizens podcast. And like I said before, we're bundled with the Prosperity Pathways podcast. And I mentioned the Onward and Upward on Friday with Friendly Fridays. But Emily, you want to come on here and give a little bit more public service announcement on Onward and Upward? I know you explained a little bit to Lynn, but feel free to repeat that. And then any background on Prosperity Pathways and anything else you want to say about Anna Maria that just left and your role, things coming from where you sit.
Sure. I am currently the executive assistant for Onward and Upward and Prosperity Pathways, which are a nonprofit and a for-profit, both founded by Anna Maria, who was on here today. And both of them the main focus is employment, helping people find employment. But in nonprofit, kind of, I see more on like the homeless population and veterans with employment. And Onward and Upward is also the fiscal agent of the Disability Channel in Toronto, Canada. And we also have a guaranteed employment program. basically, if you meet the requirements, you have the job. I think that's about all I have for the moment.
Oh, well, yeah, I appreciate you concluding it there, but I think I'm going to open up the the topics because there's some events. Do you have any
Oh, yeah, that's right.
events?
I mean, as far as onward and upward goes and prosperity pathways. In a week and a half, we are having a fundraise. Well, actually, not a week and a half, just like 2.5 weeks. On September 3rd, we are having a fundraiser for Onward and Upward. It is a smash party that is going to be held on Zoom. And it's where someone smashes like the smithereens out of something for 15 minutes. And then for the second 15 minutes is like a meditation, 15-minute meditation session. And it's a $20 minimum to attend. And it's on September 3rd at 4:00 p.m. Central. Then, and I'm going in the wrong kind of order here, but also, but on August 26th at noon Central, we are having a live training / webinar with a well-known person in France by the name of Dan Lowe. And another thing that was going to be on Zoom. And then on October 12th, the Disability Channel up in Toronto is hosting they're calling it a drone ball drop. Because that is the fundraiser too, I'm assuming. I think it's a fundraiser.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The golf balls that,
The golf balls dropped onto a golf course, and the closest to getting in a hole wins some prize or prizes. Also, Karen and I just started, or last week Karen and I got the approval from Edwin, our Chief Happiness Officer, to have a Happy Neighborhood Project nonprofit networking group. And so we're looking right now, we're looking for co-hosts for this group. And it's about nonprofits all collaborating with each other and nonprofit professionals hopefully being able to find services or products that would help them out. So if you or anyone you know is interested in being a co-host, you can go to the happyneighborhoodproject.com/co-host, or be in touch with Kurt and me and Kurt, as well as for the other 3 events that I mentioned. If you're interested in any of those, then feel free to contact us about those too. I'll get you in touch for that. And we're hoping to start the nonprofit group next month. We still have to get a few more people to be co-hosts, so. Whoever's interested, please let us know. But back to you, Kurt.
All right, thank you very much. I think that wraps up the show and finalizes our show content quite nicely. So it gives everybody something to look forward to. So we look forward to having you back here again next week and every week, and hoping you might take the suggestion to check out other shows if you haven't already, with Prosperity Pathways, Friendly Fridays by Onward and Upward, and the World of Ability podcasts. And another mention for our friend Daryush, the Tech Show with Daryush. And you might be seeing Lin Shepherd, who is on here today. You might be able to see him again, and maybe a little bit different message with our friend Daryush. So with that, I am yours truly, Kurt Roskoff. Again, privileged and pleased to be your host here. And again, check out that background page, that landing page for the World of Ability Podcast Network that includes this show, worldofability.com/shows. And we hope that you're subscribed to the World of Ability Podcast Network, where the Compassionate Citizens podcasts are up there right along with the World of Ability podcast. And then we also do have our Facebook page for the Compassionate Citizens Project, and also a group for compassionate citizens. And so thanks for following along, liking, sharing, and commenting. Join the conversation with all of our social media. Again, you can feel free to email me anytime. Kurt, K-U-R-T, @thedisabilitychannel.us. And feel free to call or text me anytime as well. 262-372-1SKI. That's 262-372-1754. So with that, we'll wrap this up. That's a wrap and conclusion of our show today. We hope you enjoyed it. And that's it. Until next time. Thank you, Emily, for all the podcast engineering. Props to Transform You Media Network for being the platform and giving us all the resources to have this wonderful live streaming and everything that we're doing here right now. So, Emily, are you out there to